Live from WFSB, Connecticut's #1 local news, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 7.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on this Monday, October 12th. The coronavirus continues to impact higher education here in Connecticut. This morning, we're learning that positive cases at Trinity College in Hartford have nearly doubled. 45 active cases have been reported. As Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Aya Galal reports, classes will remain online until at least Friday.
Trinity College will keep its suspension of in-person classes after a spike in coronavirus cases. The university saying the majority of new cases affect clusters of students who live in off-campus housing. The campus remaining on a code level orange.
Was expecting, to be honest, not to get through the whole semester here on in person, but like I said before, the testing's been really thorough. And I think there are the right precautionary measures in place.
In a letter issued to students and staff over the weekend, the school writing in part, quote, "It is critically important that students adhere to the following guidance. No gatherings of any size are permitted indoors or outdoors. Students may not travel from campus, including locally, for non-essential reasons. Students living off campus may not visit residence halls, and students in campus housing may not visit off-campus houses." Aya Galal, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
In Waterbury, some classes will move to online learning after new coronavirus cases reported there. The school tells us one student at Hopeville Elementary School and 3 staff members at Duggan Elementary tested positive. Contact tracing is now underway. And this comes as the city is encouraging everyone to get tested following an uptick in cases. Last week, Mayor Neil O'Leary tested positive. Anyone with questions about testing or symptoms can call the city's emergency management hotline at 311. Today is Columbus Day, but many of the statues that used to honor the famous explorer throughout our state have recently been vandalized, defaced, and torn down. Waterbury is one of many cities in Connecticut where protesters squared off over whether the statue that sits right outside City Hall should be removed. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Roger Susanna takes a closer look at the future of these monuments.
After both pro- and anti-Columbus protesters clashed in New Haven, city workers eventually pulled down the Christopher Columbus statue in June that had stood in Worcester Square for decades. Now an empty pedestal sits in the park as a committee mulls what will eventually stand in its place. A very similar situation played out in Hartford, where Mayor Luke Baronin decided to remove the Christopher Columbus statue, which had stood near the state's Superior Courthouse for 100 years. Supporters of the monument argued it symbolized the strength Italian Americans showed in the face of intense discrimination. But critics felt it celebrated a man who caused the suffering of innumerable indigenous people. New London leaders tore down the statue that had sat in their city as well. The mayor there wanted to do it quietly and quickly to avoid any chaos. And in Middletown, you will only find an empty platform in the spot where the city's Columbus statue used to stand. The mayor made the decision there after saying he received numerous messages from residents asking him to take it down.
Roger Susannan, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
2 people are under arrest after leading police on a chase in East Hartford. Police tell us it happened just before midnight. Someone in the car drove past a home and showed a gun. Well, officers tracked down the car after the chase, but no weapon was found. Police say they believe it was thrown out of the car. The driver charged with motor vehicle violations, and a passenger was arrested for violating a protective order for someone inside the home where the weapon was first shown. And 2 men are under arrest after police say a drunk driver slammed into a state police cruiser that had just pulled over a wrong-way driver. This happened on Route 9 around 4 a.m. yesterday. While the state trooper was dealing with the wrong-way driver, another car hit the back of the cruiser, and we're told the trooper had to dive over a guardrail to avoid being hit. Thankfully, no one was inside the cruiser at the time. Police arrested the wrong-way driver, 55-year-old Andrew Duffy of Cromwell, and the other driver, 28-year-old Jamar Jones of New Haven. Both face multiple charges, including DUIs. Police in Meriden are investigating a shooting that happened on Gale Avenue. We know that a man was shot in the arm but is expected to be okay. And police are now looking into what exactly led up to that shooting. And we turn you now to New Britain, where police are investigating after a Farmington man was killed yesterday early in the morning. Investigators say they were called to Stanley Street and found a 24-year-old man who had been shot. The victim died at the hospital, and police tell us the victim and the suspect both knew each other. They are asking anyone, though, with any information to reach out to them. Today, confirmation hearings for President Trump's Supreme Court justice pick will get underway. Lawmakers on both sides are clashing over this contentious process just weeks before the November election. Judge Amy Coney Barrett is gearing up for a grilling on Capitol Hill. Her opening statements were released over the weekend. She is expected to focus on how her family, her faith, and her mentor, the late Justice Antonin Scalia, influenced her opportunity to be nominated to the Supreme Court. If Barrett is confirmed, it would expand the court's conservative majority 6-3. But even before Judge Amy Coney Barrett takes the oath before the Senate Judiciary Committee, there are growing calls to delay that nomination process.
2 Republican senators have said they're not going to participate in this farce. If 2 more join them, then it's game over.
I think they are looking for anything to delay things even a day or 2 or 3. And I think that Senate Republicans will follow the guidance, the medical guidance of the Capitol physician.
We will have continuing coverage on these hearings throughout the day.
All right, it's a wet start across the southern portions of the state. Hi, everybody. Good morning. On this Columbus Day, we are taking a look at some rain out there in parts of Fairfield County. We did have some moderate to heavy rain. That seems to have dissipated a bit, but we're still getting some rain down in Fairfield County. So be careful driving around. We do have not a lot of fog, but where the rain is coming down, of course, you have reduced visibility with the spray coming up from the truckers. This is along 95, the Merritt Parkway, Route 1, right down Route 8. Where it connects up with 95, right around exit 27. We're dealing with some of that moderate rain. Also in other parts of, you can see moderate rain coming down in parts of New London County, New London itself, where you see these darker greens. Nothing too horrendous, but we'll take every drop we can get. Up in northern Connecticut, we're not seeing a whole lot of that moisture because high pressure is suppressing it to the south. So here's the visibility, no fog, but where it is raining, you're gonna notice that we do have some reduced visibility out there for you. Now, notice the icons, they just go over to mostly cloudy skies by about noontime today. So we're expecting to dry things out. It'll be a mostly cloudy day today, but we're not expecting as much rain today as we are expecting tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow is another wet one. It's especially gonna be a wet start, and then it rains through the afternoon tomorrow. Until a cold front passes through, and then Wednesday and Thursday look great. So today and tomorrow kind of unsettled. Here are the current temperatures out there right now. They're in the upper 40s and low 50s. And folks, they're not going far at all today, maybe into the low 50s. Dew points are rivaling those temperatures. It's a little bit better there, but there is humidity in the air. All right, now as we take you to the winds, they're out of the north and east. That's the way they're going to stay during the day today. So wind will be it'll be a bit breezy out there with winds 10 to 20 miles an hour. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be a little wet and a little windy. All right, Hartford, good morning to you. Not a whole lot of rain there. We'll take you to the Storrs campus where it's dry. You can see some of that foliage is already past peak there. And we'll take you to New Haven where we're starting to see a little brightening in the sky. You can see the Sleeping Giant State Park in the background, but still some liquid on the lens and the roads are wet. So we do have the rain out there for you this morning. There's all the remnants of Delta we've got to get through today and then again tomorrow. And then that system will make its way on out of here by Wednesday. So here's early warning futurecast tomorrow's weather today. Watch the rain get suppressed to the south during the day today. And then today, it'll be mostly cloudy with some scattered showers this afternoon. Then the rain is back tonight. Heavy rain tomorrow morning. This is 5 a.m. Some very heavy rain in the state through the late morning into the early afternoon. And then here comes the frontal boundary. You can see it pushing its way through the state, and it'll be gone by tomorrow evening. So in terms of rainfall between now and tomorrow evening, we could pick up an inch, maybe a little bit more in parts of the state, and that'll be beneficial. Highs today at the low 50s. Your 7-day forecast shows improvement Wednesday and Thursday. Friday night into Saturday, more rain, and then the weekend is cooler but dry. All right, that's a check of your early warning forecast. Nicole, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Scott. Thank you so much for tuning in to Eyewitness News. Remember, you can get news and weather updates anytime on that Channel 3 app. Have a great day, everyone.